we can take care of the hustlers, we can take care of the gamblers, and we can take care of the collectors. As much flack as Fanatics has gotten, I'm Team Fanatics.
Topps made some announcements. They talked about last year at the industry conference how they were going to be making some changes like with card shops. Basically, they were doing some refining of the card shop, and they put out the warning last year, right? I think, Mike, you probably heard this, where it was like, if you are not actively working to, put product out on shelves, trying to produce more customers in your shops, then they were going to do whatever they needed to effectively take supply, product away from you and put it towards the shops that are putting forth the effort. And it sounds like, according to some of the word, that they're starting to do this. Have you heard more about this?
We're a local shop that continues to beg for product.
Yeah.
I'm always asking my rep, hey, can we get more? Can we get more? Can we get more? And it's not because we're greedy. It's because we're selling it at a rate that we need more. I mean, so, we live in an area where we want to be able to service as many collectors as we can. And, so we sell out, we can't sell what the person comes in for. So what we keep getting told is, hey, remember what we told you at conference, remember what we announced at conference. And that is, we are in the process of cleaning up or realigning some allocation. So you're just going to, just kind of fall in line and be patient, but continue to do what you do best. And for us, that is being a shop that creates experience for a customer that comes in, whether you're a novice or whether you're, wanting to spend thousands of dollars because you're in it knee deep. I tell people all the time, like we can take care of the three facets of the hobby in our shop. Mm-hmm. We can take care of the hustlers, we can take care of the gamblers, and we can take care of the collectors. And so if you do any of those three things, we will, we can take care of you, but we can only take care of you to the extent that we have product.
Yeah.
So, we keep getting told. So yes, I think that there has probably been, I've heard spatterings of reps out there on the road with a checklist of visiting shops or AKA quote unquote shops. I don't know, what the extent of who and where and all those, but
yeah, I was going to say, frankly, what do you feel about that? Because I don't know if I feel bad necessarily if someone gets demoted. Okay.
I love it. Why I'm approaching it from a guy who has and is pumping money back into my store. As much flack as Fanatics has gotten for taking over and ruining the hobby, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys, I may be called a fanboy after this, but I'm Team Fanatics because they have done nothing but make my business better. They have done nothing but give me more product than I previously had from other distributors. They have done nothing but communicate on time, precisely. I have a rep that I could call and immediately get answers from. I can tell you the communication on my end has been clear.
I think they even have don't they have weekly calls, like Zoom calls, or maybe it's not weekly, but if not, very often they've got these Zoom calls for both hobby shops and for breakers.
The town halls. One of the big words in bold was accountability. We're creating systems of accountability, and then they said it loud, if you remember. So if you're listening and you weren't at conference and you're a local card shop owner, I just want to take a second and kind of run you through a couple of things that were mentioned so that if you're in hopes of getting an account or you currently have an account and all of a sudden now you're going, should I be worried about getting my allocations cut?
Yeah.
This is what they said. We want to create accountability, and the accountability is going to be is at some point going to reflect allocation. I mean, that was kind of like I just went back and looked, and here are some of the expectations that they put. And
this is from last year, by the way,
This is from last year.
Okay.
So just to kind of, if a refresher for those that were there.
This was the report, the report card system. This is that same segment, right?
And so they kind of laid out where we've been and where we're going. So I went back and looked. Where we've been has been cluttered, difficult to shop. It's intimidating, and antique language, no point of sale, limited space for what they call the 3 E's, which was educate, enroll, and entertain. So, educate people on the market, enroll, meaning new collectors coming in.
And then James, entertain them.
And entertain with gummy bears in our case. If you come to our shop, you get gummy bears with James. But entertain, and again, going back to our space, we want to be able to entertain. We want to be able to do trade nights. Sure. We want to be able to do all those things. And then where we're going, and this is what they kind of laid out, we want organized. We want it to be welcoming. They want it to be, well-designed with a shopper experience in mind. They want data-driven POS. You know,
They use that a lot, by the way. Just interrupt you real
They
quick.
do.
POS was a huge thing last year.
it was.
Let's go ahead and
I've
clarify
had
Point of sale.
There.
Like that was a massive thing. Like where are if people are coming to your shop
Yeah.
and the guy asked the question 2 times, how do they spend money? Which by the way happened. I was in Phoenix this weekend. We hit like 6 shops. 2 of them I left and I was like, at one point, I'm not saying this to brag, but I did. I had 20 grand in my pocket. Eddie had God knows how much in his. And we're like, dude, let's load up in here. Let's get a ton of stuff. We walked out and didn't spend a dime. I was like, I don't know anything that's for sale. There is no point of sale. There's no way for me to come in here and spend money. And you just blew it. I would have made you a whole month because we had money to burn.
That's brutal.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I digress.
And so it makes it easy on my end because I can
You're
actually
doing
go
this
back
already.
and look, hey, here's what's sold. So when Fanatics does ask me, hey, your quarterly, how much Bowman did you sell? How much baseball did you sell? How much of this, that? I can quickly go to my POS and type those things in. Boom, hit a report, and I'm done. But then they talked about highly engaged with the hobby, with a broader community in mind. And so it was
like the biggest broadcast in the world.
this
Sports
is-
cards nonsense.
This is not hard stuff to do.
right. Yeah, you should be
And
doing
just
this
like you
anyways.
said, I mean, I get frustrated when I go into shops when I'm on the road, and part of this is because I know how I run my shop.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I get frustrated if I go in and it's just like piles of stuff and I can't find anything and there's nothing priced. And when you ask, it's like, I don't know. What
You
is
have to
it?
ask the one guy who knows where everything is in the shop, because it's like he stacked that 2 years ago and he knows where to find the old product.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes I've been in shops in the last 5 years where you take something up to the register or to what you think is the register, and the shop owner would look at me and go, where did you find that? Like,
I brought it with me. Just
That's
walk
great.
out.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's mine
Wow.
actually.
and so I love it. I know that there's going to be some people that get their feelings hurt, and there's going to be probably some people who are close to those people who are going to, cry, what a shame, here goes Fanatics again. But as a guy who busts my tail
Yeah.
and spends my money,
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with it. Because why should I not get favored over somebody who is still operating out of a basement,
And flipping cases.
or those kinds of things? Now, let me say this too. I think you've got to be in touch with your budget. I don't think what Topps is asking for is Topps HQ. I don't think they expect every shop to feel like Topps HQ.
Sure.
They're not expecting you to go out and lease 15,000 square feet. They're not expecting you to even do 5,000 square feet. They're asking you to create an environment that matches your demographic, that matches, if we need more space because we're in the suburb of Nashville, but it would not make sense for me to go and lease 3,000 square foot in Dixon.
Yeah, not today at least. Yeah.
And so they're saying, hey, Dixon shop, take what space that you need to be adequate in the areas that we've outlined for you and make it great. Make it great for the customer. Great for the newbie, great for the person who comes in regularly.
I would say too, it feels like a lot of the cuts are probably happening to like these people have gotten comfortable. They've probably got like a good old boy network where it's like, hey, I was getting product and I was able to flip it really easily. I had guys that I knew were going to buy it up from me. I didn't have to worry too much about my own shop because I knew I was going to be able to move this product without having to try too hard. And hey, that's great. If you're in that network already, I'm sure you're very upset about this, as I would be if I was in that network. However, if I'm the other guy who is actually working hard, trying to do something new and add something extra, yeah, I feel pretty great about this whole change because they're acknowledging the hard work I'm putting in.
And I'll tell you this too. So I didn't say this at the beginning, but I did hear specifically from 2 shop owners. Well, one shop owner, one was an employee of a shop when we were out west, because there was a bunch of people there from California, Phoenix, the surrounding areas. They were both told, because what we're dancing around talking about really is certain shops are literally getting cut. Like you've not lived up to the standards. I heard from 2 and it was firsthand sources. And I thought, okay, I've heard some rumblings anyways about this. And then I heard this weekend, and so I didn't bring it up early because I wasn't sure how specific we could get on this. But I'll be on, and people are going to get upset, like, oh, well, you're going to do whatever Fanatics says is great. If Fanatics said, hey, you've been openly critical on your platform about something, like even us, hey, sports, you guys ripped on everything basketball because basketball has been absolute horse crap garbage. Well, since you said that, even though we believe that, okay, we're cutting your account.
Yeah.
If that were the case, hey, this shop is not selling certain product because they think it's a crap buy, it's a bad value, we're cutting you, I would be up in arms. You can't be this whole thing that we want accountability and transparency. And then when you get feedback, if it's bad, you cut them.
Yeah.
That is not what has happened, at least from the shops. And I know these two guys, and me and Shep know certain people as well, mutual friends. And it's, hey, I'm getting my 5 cases and they're going to DealerNet because I'm too stupid to realize DealerNet has new ownership for the past couple of years, and people see who you're selling to because you're a moron. Or, hey, you don't even have a physical location, but you've been making up for years that you do, and you're selling men's bow ties in your parents' closet. You don't get allocation anymore. I've yet to come across, and people will hear this, and I'm sure the Facebook group will get flooded. They're killing card shops. If you have a legit complaint, I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear of the shop who's like, man, we're doing our best. We're really trying. And we just got this email, this phone call that we're cut. Like, if that's the case, I'll go to, like we're talking about now, I would happily go to bat for you. But so far, the only complaint I've had is, how am I going to make my money now? Like, I'll flip and I feel the same way Shep does, because this has happened to breakers recently that have gotten cut. And my reaction is, awesome. You guys are scumbags anyways. You're not doing anything to help the community. And by the way, yes, I'm a selfish business owner. Maybe I get more cases. Like, I'm not mad if a loser who's been doing things the wrong way gets cut. Again, if you're a good person doing it the right way and you get cut, talk to your rep, figure that out. I think they will work with you, but I don't think that is what's happened here. I think this is a case of you had a year, unbelievably specific direction. And if you just chose like, hey, you can tell me whatever you want in Atlanta last year, I'm not doing it, you're stupid. Like, that's fine. You can take that route, but then when they actually cut you, you can't complain. Hey, if you touch the stove, you're going to get burned. If you touch it, you're going to get burned. If you touch, and then a month later, you shove your hand on the stove. And if that to you is, oh, we're bending the knee to Fanatics, well, bend the knee and get your product and do what you got to do, or don't, and don't complain about it. That is really where I'm at. I just don't have any sympathy.